On the left, we have the Moto G of 2025, and on the right, we have the Moto G Stylus of 2024. And the question that I would immediately have is, why are these two devices being compared to each other?
Who asked for this?
Well, we're trying to keep this more based on price point. And currently on Motorola's website, this phone is the same price as this phone, which is $199. So if you're a person who is looking for a phone, I don't want you to get caught up into the trap of which phone you should get. This video is for you. When you look at the right side of the device, this is going to be a fingerprint scanner that doubles as a power button of the G25, and the stylus is just going to have a regular power button, and everything else you can see is the same here. Now looking at the back of the phone, you can see that there are going to be a good amount of cameras. So for the G25, it's going to have 2 cameras. Do not be fooled, that there is fake. There's not a real camera there. And on the G Stylus, there's going to be 2 cameras as well. Now when it comes to overall picture quality, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be the G Stylus. It's not even close, because they both on the back literally say 50 megapixel, and the snapper on this one is better than this one. It's just not close. And you have a secondary camera on the G Stylus here. It's an ultra wide camera, while on the G it's going to be a macro lens. Now coming around on the front of the device, you can see we do have cameras in the front. The G25 is going to have a 16, while the Stylus is going to have a 32. And on the left side of the device, you can see there's going to be a SIM tray slot. Now, you can expand the storage on both of these phones here. That is a positive coming from Motorola. And going back to the bottom, you can see there is headphone jacks across both of these devices, Type-C charging, and loudspeaker grill. And both these devices do feature dual speakers, so obviously one firing on the bottom and one firing along the top here.
Wow.
Now, when it comes to audio quality between these two, it's not going to be much difference. They both get pretty loud. They both have pretty good bass. Now, the internals is where things differ amongst these two devices, because one is going to be running a MediaTek processor and the other one is going to be running a Snapdragon. So on the Moto G of 2025, it's going to be a MediaTek processor in it. I believe this is the MediaTek Dimensity 6300, and just to confirm, it's the MediaTek 6300. And you're going to be paired up with 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage. Now with the Moto G Stylus of 2024, you're going to have the Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, which is a much better processor. It's going to be paired up with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage.
Well, that's no surprise at all.
Now when it comes to the battery size or the battery capacity between both of these devices, each one is going to have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So as far as battery life, it's going to be really, really good across both of these devices here. But when it comes to charging speeds, both of them are fully capable of using 30-watt fast charge, which is wired. But on the G Stylus, you're going to have the option to use 15-watt wireless charging. Now, when it comes to the displays of each one of these devices here, the G of 2025 is going to have a 720p display. That's 120 hertz. And the Moto G Stylus is going to have a full HD display that it's OLED, it's HDR, all that good stuff. And it's 120 hertz as well too. So display resolution is not even going to be close when it comes to these two devices. Now earlier I did say that the G Stylus is HDR, but I do apologize about that. It is not HDR. Now I got this video rendering at, playing at 1440, 60 frames per second. And from the looks of it here, it looks like they're pretty similar, but when I crank up the brightness, so I up the brightness here and you can see the G Stylus being on top. If it's coming across on video, much better quality. So as far as the on-paper test here, the Moto G of 2025 is going to be at a single core score of 728 and a multi-core score of 1698. And on the Moto G Stylus of 2024, it's going to be a single core score of 940 and a multi-core score of 2778. Now on the bottom here, I want to admit, yeah, this is Android 15. The device is currently running Android 16, and I haven't ran a test since then. But I guarantee you, even if I were to run it with Android 16 on it, it's not going to be higher than the G Stylus here. So when it comes to performance, easily goes to this device here. It's not even close. But overall usability and everyday usage here, you will notice a performance difference immediately. I can't believe that Motorola allowed these two devices to be the same price, but it is what it is. But if you are in the market for a smartphone and you want to pick up one from Motorola and you're on the website right now, the Stylus is definitely going to be your answer. Okay. Unless you're on a carrier and you can find this phone in like a Walmart or your local grocery store for 50 bucks, 40 bucks, then I'll say yeah, stick with this one here. But if you have the 200 bucks and you want to get the unlocked model and have that flexibility to take the phone anywhere you want to go, that's the one to get. In the comment section below, let me know, are you guys currently rocking the Moto G of 25 or are you rocking the Moto Stylus of 2024? Like the video and subscribe to the channel, but also share with your family and friends. But until then, see you guys in the next one. Peace.